the linen gloves or the whatever you call those white gloves that the people use when they pick up the Pokemon cards. I don't know. Welcome back to the workbench where we try to make things. And it's Thursday, so we're back working on the Revell 1956 Ford Thunderbird kit. This is the one that we're trying to make look like it just showed up on the showroom floor. There's a link down in the description if you like to get caught up to where we are right now. And where we are right now, well, that's doing some details and checking back in on the chrome from last week. So let's start with some of the details that I've been working on. Actually, let's do this. Let's discuss the elephant in the room. So no, there is not new body paint on the vehicle. So if you remember right, we've got our first coat down, and then I need to get paint. Now I've kind of changed. Well, I haven't changed my mind. I'm gonna wait just a bit and hear me out. Hear me out. This is what my thought is. And I've learned this from the Chevelle that we're building on Mondays. I think what I'm going to do, since we got to put more body color on anyways, I'm going to shave all the emblems off. I'll shave these emblems, this emblem, the Thunderbird, the little Thunderbird logo. There's one on the front here. I'm going to shave those off. I'll 3D print them and then put them back on. So that way I can paint them off of the vehicle. Or we can lay body color, right, without the emblems on, and then I can lay them back on. I can paint them off the vehicle and put them back on, and I think that's going to look a lot better, especially when I'm trying to do like this, the little Thunderbird stuff and all that. We have the ability, why not do it that way, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So no, there's no new body color on just yet. So I'm going to do that in between next week. We'll start that process. But I did get some detail done. In fact, I spent not the last, but about 2 hours of my life wiring the spark plug wires. Can you see them? Can you see the spark? No, they're there. And basically, so all the images I looked up on these vehicles, the wires basically all went down kind of behind and then up and under the exhaust manifolds, which is how I wired it. So you can see them. Let me see. You can see them running, hopefully, down that way and under and then into where the spark plug locations are. You can see them from underneath, probably a little better, hopefully also. So they are there. That's what we do, right? We spend way too much time on tiny details that you'll never see. That's what I do, but they're there. You can see the wired distributor, and let's keep in mind too, the hood on this opens forward, so we're going to be able to see very well down in there. Like, it's not a normal hood that opens this way, and sometimes that obscures the backside of the motor. This hood on the 56 or on these old Thunderbirds, they open forward, and you get a good view in there. So we want to make sure and do that. There's also going to be a ton of other. I'm going to put in fuel line, throttle linkages, there's radiator hoses. This is not an AC car, I don't guess, so that's not going to go in, but there's going to be brake lines coming in. And speaking of fuel lines, I went ahead and started that too, since we could. So I want to point out that we do need to do some body color touch up on the undercarriage here, but it's all outside the frame rails. It's all in this area and this area. So I don't mind doing any work on the inside of the frame rails because I can just tape all that off, of course, when I do the painting. That's why, by the way, I went ahead and put in the exhaust manifolds, which finishes off kind of the front end of the exhaust, as you can see here, because they extend into the mufflers there. But what I also started doing, and hopefully you guys can even see this, make sure you can see it, I started putting in the fuel line. So I looked up online how the fuel lines run. And so basically the stainless steel, they run in, the real thing is there's two lines. Now I've broken it up into much more because I'm trying to make the appearance that it's running over top or behind cross members and that kind of stuff. But I tried to mimic how they actually run. So I have it kind of coming out the back side. It's actually coming from the top side and then coming out and around and running down the frame rail on the passenger side where the fuel pump actually is. If you remember right, we had to 3D print a fuel pump. Well, actually had to make our own fuel pump, then 3D print it, put that in because it didn't exist in this kit. So I've gone ahead and run the line. Hopefully you can see that up to this point, which is where the first hard line would be on the real thing. And then you have a second hard line that comes out of this cross member and then goes to the soft line or the rubber lines, the rubber fuel line. But what I wanted to point out too is I'm using the little brackets that I've been making, or clamps. I guess we'll call them clamps. The little clamps that I've been making. I'm trying to make sure I'm showing you guys this and you can see them. So I got the little clamps holding the fuel line, and I tried to put them in the same location that I was seeing online. I don't know if it's exactly right, but I think it's pretty close. And then I have it. It looks like a lot of places the line would run through the frame rail. So that's what I did. Is I trying to make it look like it's running through the frame rail there, or the X brace, or whatever you want to call it. But I think that's a pretty cool. I think that's gonna be a pretty good looking detail, especially with the clamps. And then I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the brake lines will run down the other side. I actually don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. But we'll put in brake lines too. I have this isn't glued in yet, but I just have it set in place so that I know where I'm gonna need to run those to. If that makes sense. Because we'll need to. I'm assuming it probably comes to a T joint on the top side of the diff cover and then splits down, goes each way to each brake, the brake lines, that is. So I've got this just kind of temporarily in here for that. I can't put it in just yet because I've got to do touch-up paint out here, and I definitely don't want all this in the way. But I think it's making for I think it's a pretty good looking detail. You can let me know down in the description. I think the added detail of the clamps really helps. Like, instead of just having kind of free floating lines or hoses or whatever, I think that's going to look pretty good. But you let me know what you think down in the comments section, what you think so far. But that's about where we are, I believe, or about what I've got done. This actually took a lot of time. I tell you what, adding those clamps does add time because you got to thread them on and then get them located. And then I've splitting the line up instead of just kind of running it over. Splitting it up took a good bit of time. But I think it's going to be worth it in the end. But let me know what you think. That's about where we are right now. Oh, I almost forgot why we all came back today to take a look at the chrome. So, by the way, I didn't actually put a second coat on or anything. This is the Fusion Firm that's been sitting for 7 days, basically, I guess. And this, the bumpers still look pretty good or whatever. But what I want to show you is I was starting to go to put in the windshield. So I'll just pop it out, and manipulating this. This is 7 days. Manipulating this, it is all doled out just for me because I obviously I've got to put in the glass here, so you got to kind of do this number and get it in locate. And just doing that has doled this out completely, and you can't try, but you can't polish it back. So this is just bare Fusion Firm. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna start a new sample. In fact, no, I'm not gonna do it on a part. I'm gonna take a part out of my parts bin. I'm gonna Fusion Firm it, let it sit for 3 days, and then I'm gonna try spraying it with the lacquer, the clear lacquer, the Fusion Firm clear lacquer. I didn't do it on these parts because everything I was hearing was to not use the clear lacquer. That does dull it out. But maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I want to do that for myself and see what it looks like, because this isn't going to work. You know what I mean? Like, how do you manipulate a part to put it together? And I can't put in the windshield and then paint it. I mean, I'll get Fusion Firm all over the windshield itself. So, still trying to figure out the chrome. If you have any ideas, if you've used the lacquer on top with success and you figured out a successful way to do that, please let me know down in the comments section. I mean, I'm going to run my own tests and see if I can figure it out. But this, like I said, this was 7 days of curing. I didn't put any more on. I just let it sit since last Thursday when I applied it. Now, the stuff that has not been manipulated, it looks pretty good. I'm not going to complain. But anyways, you have to be able to touch the chrome. At the end of the day, you have to be able to pick up the kit. You have to be able to manipulate the parts to put them on. I mean, I guess I should have done that. That was probably pretty dumb. I should probably wear some kind of linen. What do you call those? And I think I have some somewhere. The gloves. So that might be another. I might do that too. I'm gonna redo this. In fact, I'll probably redo all 3 parts. And then next week, when I go to try to put it in the glass, I'll wear the linen gloves, or the whatever you call those white gloves that the people use when they pick up the Pokemon cards. I don't know. Whatever those is. I'll get some of those and see if that makes a difference. Because it might just be the oil. Well, it might not be. I know for a fact the oil's in my hands and whatnot. So that's probably pretty dumb on my part. So I'll do that. That's going to be another test for next week, along with the clear lacquer test. So if you want to see that next week, make sure and hit that subscribe button and the notification or bell button thing, whatever. Make sure and do those so that you, or just come back next Thursday. I don't know. Just come back next Thursday and we'll have the answer. But also hit that like button, hype button, all those buttons. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I've got to go buy some of those nerdy white gloves. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.